How did trying to help an old lady with groceries completely backfire? I was walking out of the grocery store when I saw this old lady struggling with like 6 bags, barely able to walk to her car. I'm not a monster, so I ran over and asked if she needed help carrying them. She smiled and said yes, so I grabbed a few bags and started walking with her. We were halfway to her car when this guy sprints over, gets in my face, and yells, "Back off, that's my girl." I blinked. Sir, this lady was at least 70 years old, and this guy maybe 30. I tried explaining that I was just helping her with groceries, but he wasn't having it. He got even more aggressive and started saying I was clearly flirting, and that I needed to find someone my own age. The old lady just stood there confused, like she was watching a soap opera she didn't audition for. I genuinely thought I was about to get jumped in a grocery store parking lot over bags. I asked him how he even knew her, and he went silent for a second before saying, "We're soulmates, we just met." Excuse me? The old lady finally spoke up and said, "I've never seen this man in my life." The guy instantly switched up, looked at her, and was like, "But I thought we had a connection when you smiled at me inside." Connection? She smiled because you held the door open. That's called basic human decency, not a marriage proposal. She told him to leave her alone before she called the cops, grabbed her bags from me, and walked off like she'd seen this nonsense before. The guy stood there in complete silence before mumbling, "Worth a shot," and walking away like nothing happened. I just stood there in the parking lot, holding one stray bag of celery she forgot, trying to process what just occurred. A woman walking by looked at me and said, "You good?" I said, "I don't think so." She nodded like she understood and kept walking. I looked down at the celery, then back at where the old lady disappeared. Then I looked at where the guy walked off, still mumbling to himself like he was rehearsing his next romantic ambush. I put the celery back in a cart, got in my car, and sat there for a solid 5 minutes just staring at the steering wheel. My phone buzzed. Text from my mom. "Did you get the milk?" I looked at my empty hands. I forgot the milk. I went back inside, grabbed the milk, and walked out. Guess who I saw? The guy, talking to another old lady. Same energy, same speech, same desperate eye contact. She was not having it either. Security was already walking over. I made eye contact with him for a split second, and he gave me this look like, "Don't judge me, bro." I mouthed, "I'm judging you." He shrugged and went back to his pitch. I got in my car, locked the doors, and drove home in silence. My mom called and asked why it took so long. I said, "I witnessed a crime against social norms." She didn't ask for details, probably for the better.